Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about how to transition and learn 3-style. This is something I think people should be talking about a little bit more because for people that are new to blind solving, there's this kind of big wall or barrier to entry when learning 3-style because they think that there's 800 cases and that's too scary. Obviously, this number is arbitrary and it will soon become much easier than you thought it would be. And I'm going to try to make that process easy, and it'll make you end up with good algs and relatively quickly. So the first kind of thing I want to talk about, this really isn't that important, or maybe it is important, but use UF/UFR. Trust me, most people when they are switching to 3-style use TF/UBL. Don't learn comms for those, at least yet. I don't think you'll be learning floating right off the bat, but use UF/UFR. Trust me, it'll make your life so much easier in the end. So, first big thing, don't use intermediate methods. So Eka, Orozco, Eka, I don't know. Don't use them. I know them, and when I was learning 3-style, they really did not help at all because they enforce bad habits and actually really don't help you at all and don't make you any faster. So you really just want to bite the bullet. Just start learning 3-style. It's scary at first, but it'll just get easier and easier over time. So the main kind of process. So what you want to do is learn each sticker at a time. So what I normally start off with and recommend most people start off with is UFR, UBR, UFR to UBR, and all pieces on the U layer in general. So take this sticker, UBR, and learn all the comms that are related to it. So like UFR, UBR, UBL, and then move on to UFR, UBR, what is this? ULF? I think so. And then just move on, just learn all the pieces for it. So to learn these comms, what you want to do is to take a case. So I'm going to be using UFR, FUL, FLD as an example. And what you want to do is come up with an alg for it yourself. So what I used to do and what I used to think about it is these two are interchangeable, pretty obviously, so I can do an R2 setup and then rotate up, and then now I have this pure comm. Now obviously this is not the best, but that's intuitive, which is good. So after you have this kind of intuitive alg down, what you want to do is look at a sheet. So Grams and Daniels, mostly Daniels, is what I recommend. There are some weird algs that Daniel uses that I don't really like, so I just use Grams for those. And I use some of my own algs personally, but you get the idea. So what you want to do is look at their sheet and see what alg they use. So for this case, I saw this, which is obviously much faster. But what you want to do, and what's really important, is you want to understand why they work. So for breaking down this one, this is just an R setup. So now these two are interchangeable. And then we just do a U to make it easier to think of trick. So RU setup, and then now these two are interchangeable. Oh wait, these two are interchangeable, and then we can insert here to here with R prime DR. So now that we know this case, we understand why it works, and now we have a fast alg for it, which is really important because you want to try to not do as much cleanup. You will probably have to do some cleanup later with your algs, but you want to try to reduce that because that's really boring. So what I recommend you do is just take a piece, learn all the algs for it, and learn the inverses, which is really important. So like if we have UFR, UBR, I don't know, LBU, the com is R, and then this pure com, and you want to learn the inverse of it, so UFR, LBU, UBR, which is just it inversed. And this will basically cut the amount of cases you have to learn in half, so whatever 370 divided by 2 is, and that'll make your life so much easier, trust me. And then, so now, obviously while you're learning 3-style, you still want to do solves, and I recommend that you do. So what you want to do in solves is when you get to a case you don't have a sort of alg for memorized, so let's say if you got, I don't know, this case, which is UFR, LFU, LBD. If you got this in a solve, you're going to be blindfolded, obviously, but you should be able to figure out an alg for this case mid-solve. It doesn't have to be speed optimal or anything, but you just want to come up with an alg for it in the solve. So I think this is what you would do, because that seems pretty intuitive. This will just make it easier down the line, because then you start to be able to get into the habit of seeing your comms blindfolded. I don't know if that really makes sense, but seeing your comms blindfolded, so if you want to, like, later down the line, if you want to, like, float mid-solve, but you don't have an alg ready for that, that just kind of makes your life easier. I don't really know what I'm doing. There you go. So all of this advice applies to any piece type, so edges, X centers, plus centers, whatever. And you just really want to make sure that you understand each of your comms and why they work. Some edge comms aren't very intuitive, and those you'll just kind of learn the alg for, so this case for example. But you want to try to understand every single alg, even the ones with like weird insertions. So like this is like an R2 setup to this comm, but then you like cancel some moves. No matter how complicated, no matter how complicated, you want to understand each of your comms. That's really important, because this will make floating and stuff easier later down the line, and it'll just make remembering the comms easier. So I hope this helped in learning 3-style. It's scary, but I think 3-style corners only took me about a month, and I really wasn't caring that much about it. I had school starting and stuff, and it's not that hard. And I recommend this to anyone who wants to get any good at 3-1, like sub 1 or even better. It's not that hard. Just bite the bullet, go straight in. You won't regret it.